Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty exciting things to go over. Some new Generation 10 leak updates have dropped. We have some new Pokemon events that have been announced. And as well as that, some new Nintendo Switch 2 videos have also dropped as well. A lot of things to break down today. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, let's quickly go over these new Pokemon events. It is Friday, which means the new 7-star Terra Raid event is now live in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. We've got HDvee here tweeting out saying, HDvee update, the latest Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet Terra Raid battle event is now live. Metagross is in 7-star Terra Raid battles until May the 11th at 23:59 UTC. And this is the information that you need to know about it. So it has the Clear Body ability, it has Meteor Mash, Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, Thunder Punch, Hone Claws, Iron Defense, and Light Screen. Cannot be shiny, Steel Terra type, Adamant Nature, and it also will give you the Mightiest Mark on it when you catch it. And then, of course, you can also get some Herba Mystica as well. You have a 3% chance to get either sweet, salty, sour, bitter, or spicy when you do complete this raid. So that is the Metagross raid. And then as well as that, for Pokemon TCG Pocket, we have a new Wonder Pick event. HDvee here tweeting out saying, HDvee update, the latest Pokemon TCG Pocket Wonder Pick event has begun. It adds new promo cards for Cosmog and Lycanroc and new cosmetic items themed around Solgaleo. So this is all the information you need to know about this. So the new promo cards are Cosmog and Lycanroc. Of course, you can get bonus picks, Chansey picks, everything like that. But with the bonus pick, you can of course get the old Cosmog and Lycanroc card. I say old, from the most recent set, but these, of course, are the new ones, the promos. And then you can, of course, get event shop tickets and then Wonder Pick Hourglasses as well. And then you have some missions as well, so you can collect one Cosmog card, one Lycanroc card, Wonder Pick 1 times, Wonder Pick 2 times, Wonder Pick 3 times, Wonder Pick 4, 5, 6, collect 5 water cards, collect 5 colorless cards, collect 10 water cards, and then collect 10 colorless cards, and that'll get you all the event shop tickets you need to get all of these different sort of items. And you can get the Solgaleo backdrop, the Solgaleo card sleeves, Solgaleo coin, the Lily icon, all that stuff. You're going to be able to get all these by just completing all these missions. You don't have to worry about not getting enough event shop tickets. There's enough here for all of these items. But anyway, those are the miscellaneous Pokemon events. Moving on, we have a new Nintendo Switch 2 video to take a look at because we have Nintendo Live here tweeting out saying Nintendo Today video showcases the new Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. We finally have like actual footage of this Pro Controller, and they've dropped a video about it of somebody just kind of like using it. But anyway, Nintendo Today video showcased the new Switch 2 Pro Controller. It's a beaut. So Nintendo has released a new video via its Nintendo Today app which showcases the features and form factor of the new Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. If you've already got the original Switch Pro Controller, then you might be looking at the latest iteration and wondering what's actually different. Well, there are a few things. So for starters, we've now got 2 additional buttons on the back of the device labeled GL and GR, which can be mapped to whichever input you desire. A headphone jack has also been provided at the bottom of the device, which means you can now enjoy docked mode with headphones without being tethered to your Nintendo Switch console. Finally, although the form factor is remarkably similar to the previous model, the buttons have been enlarged and the grips are ever so slightly slimmer to allow your fingers to curve around to those new back buttons more easily. So this is the actual video that was uploaded. It was posted by Stealth on Blue Sky. We'll just quickly go through it. So as you can see, they're kind of just using all the buttons, using the analog stick, stuff like that. It does look really clean. I'm very excited to be grabbing this. I have actually pre-ordered this. This is the only thing that I've bought along with the Nintendo Switch 2. Day one, I'm going to have this, Mario Kart World, and then, of course, the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. I'm not buying anything else for it because all the accessories are just way too expensive. But yeah, you got the 2 back buttons there, and it just looks like a very good sort of controller. I'm excited to get this. I've never had a Pro Controller. The ones I've always used are like the kind of like third-party terrible ones that aren't great. So I'm kind of happy to be finally getting something that's actually got a little bit about it. And then it says, what's perhaps not apparent in the video is the improvement made to the analog sticks. Although it's been confirmed that they won't feature Hall effect technology to help prevent drifting, Nintendo has made a point to note how smooth and quiet the new sticks are. After going hands-on with the controller at a recent Nintendo Switch 2 Experience event, we can certainly agree that whatever Nintendo has done with this new controller, the new sticks feel remarkable. Now let's take a look at the original Switch Pro controller and the new Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller and how they compare. So this is the one that you probably got for the Nintendo Switch 1, and then this is the new one for the Nintendo Switch 2. So as you can see, the design is very, very similar, but obviously you can also see that the buttons are slightly different. It's a little bit more rounded as well. The Switch 2 Pro controller is priced at £75/$85. I think that might have gone up actually since then. But Nintendo is also launching a GameCube controller for Nintendo Switch Online to coincide with the release of Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX on launch day for Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack subscribers. But anyway, if you want a little bit more of an in-depth kind of look at the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, then obviously take a look at the video. It is quite expensive, being £75, completely aware of that. I mean, controllers are expensive these days, but yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I say, gaming is just a luxury now. Like, it's not even something that a lot of people can even afford nowadays. It's just because it's that expensive. But anyway, that's the update regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. Moving on, we have some new Generation 10 leak updates to take a look at for next month. We're going to be finding out some information about the starter Pokemon if Moot is to be believed. So they're here saying, by the way, I don't think I said it here, but the next Gaia post will be in June. So obviously already they've posted so much stuff about the gimmick and what it does and what it's kind of like enables Pokemon to do with the different forms and the items and all that praying to the different gods and whatever, giving you all the stat buffs. That's all come from Moot. And now we have him saying, I should have verified some new information by then. Heard some interesting information about the starter Pokemon and some other new mons as well. So I don't know if they're going to do riddles like Riddler-Q does it, or they're just going to come out and say what the starter Pokemon are going to be. Because as of right now, they haven't said like what Pokemon are getting the forms and stuff. They've given us a good idea, but they haven't quote-unquote said what they are. They've just been easy to work out. But with the actual gimmick itself, they have come out and said, this is what it does, this is what it, needs for it to work and everything like that. Like, they've just come out, they're not even riddled that, they've just been like, this is the gimmick, there you go. But again, Moot doesn't have a track record, so it's hard to say whether this person is telling the truth or not. But if they are, then we might be getting some starter Pokemon information next month. And as well as that, they have also spoken about the next Legend ZA trailer as well. So again, if they get the information wrong about the next Legend ZA trailer, which they haven't told us when it's going to be, they just said what it's going to be in it, then I guess that's also something that's going to hurt their kind of track record. But again, you can get information about Legend ZA and you might not get Generation 10 information and vice versa. Just because you have a source doesn't mean that you're going to have a source about everything. But either way, going to be interesting because we are going to be apparently getting some starter stuff next month from Moot, so obviously keep your eyes out for that. But as well as that, we do have a rumor to go over regarding Generation 10. It's just a small one before we get onto some more Nintendo Switch 2 updates. Again, this was posted on 4chan on the I don't know, I'm not sure, but either way, it was posted recently. Oh, there it is, 5th of the 5th. It's called About Generation 10, posted by Anonymous on 4chan. Take it with a grain of salt as always with these posts, very likely to be fake, but you never know. So anyway, let's take a look at what we are apparently going to be getting for Pokemon Generation 10 next year. So it says humanoid mascot legendaries, they look like fighting types. So again, do we really want that? I'm not a massive fan about humanoid Pokemon. I think it's just a little bit weird. I'd much prefer them to be like actual kind of animalistic in their designs and stuff. I don't want a humanoid mascot legendary. It's just not something that I want. And they say that they look like fighting types, so they don't know if they're fighting types, they just look like they're fighting types. And then they say, I caught a glimpse of some of the marketing material for these games, saw a dark blue wave in the shape of a cyclone and a light blue icon shape of an animal, but it could have been wings, not sure. So I think that's kind of steering into the idea that these are going to be called like Wind and Wave or Cyclone and Sky. Pokemon Cyclone is a pretty cool name. But yeah, it's going to be about in the sea or in the sky, which makes sense with an archipelago of islands as well, because you're going to either be flying everywhere or you're going to be surfing everywhere, depending on obviously whichever you want to do. And there might be Pokemon in the sky, there might be well, there's going to be Pokemon in the ocean obviously, but that's going to be kind of maybe two different ways to traverse through all of these different islands and stuff. So I think Wind and Wave or Ocean and Sky is just the perfect names for them. And then it goes on to say, I saw what might be the professor or possibly a gym leader of a captain. So, yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if they've seen a trailer or I don't know if they've seen some sort of artwork or whatever, but apparently they've seen somebody that looks like the new professor or possibly a gym leader or a captain or something like that. So, again, some sort of new character that looks quite important to the story, according to this person. They then go on to say, from the other rough concept art I saw. Okay, so they saw concept art. This is where this information is apparently coming from. So from the other rough concept art that I saw, it is a very island-themed, definitely Greece. I mean, we've kind of had a lot of leakers come out and say, you know, it is going to be based on Greece and the islands and stuff like that, and obviously it's going to be an archipelago of islands and everything. That's not new information, really. Again, it's not confirmed information. It's just very likely. It's kind of come from the Terror leak. It's come from other couple sources as well, like Ball Guy, stuff like that. So it is very likely to be true. But again, we won't know until the game obviously gets revealed. But it looks like that's going to be the way they're kind of going with this game. And then it says, I didn't see any other new Pokemon gameplay or characters. Quite interesting that they saw concept art and no concept art of Pokemon gameplay or characters. Because surely they start designing the starter Pokemon and the legendary Pokemon before they start designing any characters. Because the starters are what they have to get right. Because those are the first Pokemon that we're probably going to see. And they are also going to be the ones that get people even more excited because it gets people talking, like who they're going to pick, yada yada yada. And then as well as that, the legendaries are going to most likely be on the box art, so they kind of have to get those right as well. So I feel like if they were going to see concept art, they would see concept art about one of those things. But anyway, apparently they didn't. Let me know your thoughts on this rumor, though. I don't believe it, but it could be true. You never know. But there are Gen 10 leaks in the wild. We know that. So we'll have to wait and see. But either way, I'm calling fake on this. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. And of course, what do you think the start leaks are going to be next month for Pokemon Generation 10? Finishing things off for today's video, though, we have another Nintendo Switch 2 update. This was a post by My Nintendo News saying Nintendo Switch 2 seemingly supports low latency Bluetooth audio if audio device supports BT 5.2. So, this says, one thing people who play their Nintendo Switch system in handheld mode like to have handy is a pair of good Bluetooth earphones as AirPods or AirPods Pro. The experience isn't amazing on the current Nintendo Switch system, but it looks set to improve with the upcoming release of the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch 2 seems to support up to Bluetooth 5.2, which should provide a better, more seamless connection with improved audio quality if you wish to use your system in handheld mode with Bluetooth headphones connected. I mean, a lot of people have Bluetooth headphones now in 2025. They're just a lot easier. They're more comfortable most of the time. You don't have that wire kind of dangling all over the place. So it's just nice to have. So the fact that if you are playing in handheld and then you have this Bluetooth headphones in and the Bluetooth is just much better, that's just good. That's a good quality of life update for this console. The Nintendo Switch used BT V4. Like you mentioned, trying to use BT audio while docked can cause various audio problems because the time slices of using it plus your controllers, which are also connected via BT when docked, are being saturated, and there's a limited amount of bandwidth available, starting with version 4.0. BT opted for a low energy LE design that while it cut power consumption by a lot, it also ended up having some shortcoming in max bandwidth and whatnot. It was still a big improvement overall over the prior version. Then they say, with the Nintendo Switch 2, I believe the version is up to V5.2 according to the FCC filings, which is a substantial step up from the V4.1, which when taking versions in between into account, so V4.2, V5.0, and V5.1, increases efficiency, bandwidth, packet size, range, and other things as well. V5.2 was a focus on improving the audio experience, particularly with the introduction of LE audio, which increases audio quality, lowers latency, this makes me a fan already, is more power efficient, and it also utilizes less bandwidth than the existing SBC codec by using the newer LC3 codec. Unlike other wireless tech like Qualcomm's aptX, LE audio has no licensing fees. Nintendo loves these, much like with them having AV1 encode/decode video support. Basically, so that might have not made a lot of sense, but basically Bluetooth audio will definitely be better on the Nintendo Switch 2 compared to the Nintendo Switch 1. But be aware that your BT device or Bluetooth device receiving from Switch 2 needs to be able to support it. A device that is limited to something like V4.2 won't take the benefit of V5.2. I mean, a lot of the Bluetooth headphones that you've got are probably going to support that anyway, unless they're quite old. So yeah, the moral of the story there, though, is that the Bluetooth audio is going to be a lot better for the Nintendo Switch 2, which is, of course, happy days. There's another good feature about this console. But anyway, that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on everything we covered in today's video, the Switch 2 updates. What do you think the leaks are going to be next week, or next month, should I say, for Pokemon Generation 10? The Generation 10 rumors here, and then also all the other Nintendo Switch 2 stuff and the events that we've gone over for Pokemon, different Pokemon games. But thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.